Hi folks, welcome to the channel today, and what I've got for you is a tutorial on how to add missing keybinds to modules on DCS. I don't know about you, but I find that the Mig-19 and Mig-21 in particular have many missing keybinds which frustrate me a lot. These are things like the mirror toggles on the 21, IFF power, sight brightness, and in particular the RWR power on the Mig-19. I mean, that thing has deafened me way too many times. I posted a week back or so on Discord that I'd finally managed to add most of the binds that I wanted, and a few people asked me how I did it, so I've made this video to explain the process. The starting point was something called the Community Keybind project on GitHub, where other DCS community members have documented many of the missing keybinds on almost all the modules. The project, as I said, is on GitHub, and the URL is in the video description. If you click on the input commands link, you'll see all the modules that they have additional binds for. If you then click on a plane, let's say the Mig-21, you'll see two folders, one for joystick binds and one for keyboard binds. And then if you click on joystick, you'll see a file called default.lua, which is the format DCS uses for all its bindings. Clicking on that, you'll see all the additional bindings they've added, and in the Mig-21, if I search for ASP, which is the Mig-21 gun sight, you'll see that they've added bindings for different gun sight and pipper brightness levels, which the module doesn't have. Instead, by default, you can only adjust brightness with the mouse. The recommended way to utilize all of these additional bindings is through something called the DCS input command injector, shown on screen again with the URL also in the description. This is a way to have these bindings injected into DCS through your saved games folder, rather than by modifying the default.lua control files directly using a mod manager. The advantage of this saved games approach is that it means you don't have to reapply the bindings after every DCS update. However, I didn't feel like messing around with this approach to get these bindings working because, as you can see, I already have quite a few mods applied, so I'm used to removing and reapplying my mods with every update. So instead, I'm going to show you how to apply the same additional bindings as me using a mod manager. First thing you'll need is to actually download a mod manager if you don't have one. I use JSGME. The URL to download it is in the video description. Next, download a zip file I've created which has all of the modified Lua files which have the additional bindings that I've added. The URL to download from is on screen and also in the video description. Then you want to unzip the file with the additional bindings in it. You'll see that I have additional bindings for the F14, L39, Mig-19, Mig-21, and Mirage F1. Delete any that you don't need. Let's assume you only want the Mig-19 additional bindings for the purposes of this video. Then go to your main DCS install folder, not your saved games folder, and create a new folder there called _mods, M-O-D-S. Now into this new folder, you want to put that extracted folder called additional modified bindings. Next, unzip the mod manager. And if you open the installation instructions, you'll see that to install it, you have to copy two files into your DCS install directory. Again, not the saved games directory, your main install directory. This is the exe file and the ini file, which has the configuration information. So we're going to copy these two files into our DCS install directory. But before we run the mod manager, we need to modify the ini file. You need to change the name of the directory from mods to _mods because DCS already has a mods directory that it uses to store aircraft, terrain, etc. So that's why we had to create a folder called _mods and modify the ini file to tell it where to look for the files. Once you've modified the ini file, then you can run JSGME, which is the mod manager. you should see additional modified bindings available as a mod on the left. Just press the right arrow to apply it, click close, and you are done. All that's left to do now is check in DCS if the additional bindings are indeed available. If I go to the Mig-19 in my DCS control menus, I can see a new category called Custom, which has all the new bindings. That's pretty much it. Just remember that before you update DCS, you need to remove the mod and reapply it after the update. Each DCS update will overwrite your mods otherwise. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them.